Hi, guys. Welcome to a new episode on Desi Australia. As you all are aware, OZAsia is back again this year with a bang and bringing again the gems from Asian diaspora who are here to perform to the much needed, much hidden things which you haven't seen before and to have a great exposure. So, what the artists, especially from India, they are coming and what I have seen as promo video, what I have written about them, what I have seen about them, what I have just taken about what they do, it's really amazing. And here I would like to welcome Murthovic and Thiruda. They are bringing elsewhere in India, which is like a unique concept because they are masters in and pioneers in electronic music since 2 decades in India, and they are doing DJs as well. They are 3D gamings. They are joining contemporary classic artists, and they are doing some amazing work in artificial intelligence as well. And with this unique blend of all these, they are bringing elsewhere in India a great concept. And I'll not go more into that one. So I'll just introduce Murtha, who is there with us, and Thiruda on his way. So, Murtha, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Daljeet. Thanks for inviting us to your show. My stage name is Murthovic. Otherwise, my real name is Sri Murthy. I hail from south of India, currently located in Hyderabad. I grew up in a army family where my father served the Indian Army and like sort of traveled different parts of the country. So I don't really belong to a place in the country, but I have always like traveled around, lived a lot in the Far East, grew up in North and in Punjab, in Delhi, and finally settled down in Hyderabad as a South Indian household. I also grew up with a lot of Indian classical music and a lot of Hindi film music because my parents were like Telugu speaking, but once they joined the services, it was a very important thing to learn different languages because every 3 years they were transferred. So, as a young kid, I wasn't really loving it because I was making friends and then again getting separated by these boundaries because the parents had to transfer. So we were like not liking it, but now in the retrospect, I see that it was a wonderful thing. I can speak many local languages here and also like engage with different cultural practices of music, art, and theater. Together with Thiruda, my project is called Elsewhere in India. We have an audiovisual project where we talk about speculative futures based in the Indian subcontinent, broadly in this southern space. And we talk about how the future is going to be, the post dystopian worlds for this region, and how, as creatives, we look at it. We have a central protagonist who's a cultural cyborg called Meenakshi, and we tell all the stories through her as a vehicle, as somebody who's a custodian of like art, dance, musical practices, cooking, and many other different facets that are unique and very vibrant to our cultures, and looking at a future which is more hopeful, unlike the other dystopian tropes around the world where there's always a dark versus light kind of a war. But we are looking at a future where people regroup again after the big catastrophe. So, whatever it is of war or whatever, and then looking at a future and what its facets would be broadly.
So I can see Murtha, it's a blend of classical and uniform westernized music, combination of 3D images, some background music, and artificial intelligence as well. Because since you are taking us to the future and technology is at its best in this age to do that one. So this name elsewhere in India, how it came into existence and why you have chosen that name only.
Many years ago, it's an interesting story. Many years ago, we got a little grant from the British Council to work on a project which actually funded us to start this Elsewhere in India project. Part of that engagement also got us introduced to the British Film Institute, and there were like many of these old pre-colonial time films that were shot by many historians and documentarians from England, and they were around very simple things and very beautiful locations like in Assam and Punjab and Maharashtra and in south of India, and it was around what the life was then. It was all shot in black and white, and it was scored beautifully even then, but in mono. So we kind of got an opportunity to work with these films, and in some of the films, my partner found the reference of elsewhere in India, and then it was very meaningful for both of us because we both grew up in different parts of the country, and we are somewhere. We are not the mainstream popular, music act. We are more like a bit research, bit academic, and bit also lived experience based kind of a outfit or a band which works in a creative practice which is slightly personal but also deeply rooted in facts and our heritage and our cultural practices, which like I said, comes very naturally to us because of the kind of familial settings we were brought up in. And over the years of working with various different communities, be it the tribal communities, the folk communities of music, theater, and art. A third collaborator is Mrs. Ishwa, who's very, profound figure and a very popular figure with and bestowed with the Sangeet Natak Academy Award winners, a teacher, author, educator for last 60 years. And so most of our shows are also very age agnostic. It appeals to young kids. We have done, schools and universities for very young audiences, and we have done like nightclubs and music festivals, Red Bull Music Academy stages, and all kinds of different, settings. So the story is primarily based on our own like lived experience. So it is definitely the basis for what we do, and we see ourselves sometimes in a music festival, sometimes in an art gallery, in a late night sort of setting, and sometimes we are also like a format where we have a sit down concerto where people come to experience a live AV cinema. Over the years, we have also like sort of embraced technologies like anybody else, and most of the young people in India. There were a lot of technologies which were getting out there in the market, and as practitioners, we were very open to adapting. And my partner in the project, Avinash, is a big evangelist for technology. He comes from a design background, amazing illustrator as well, but currently works a lot in AI with the core value which he value and statement called AI for cultural good, which he uses often in his work. And this is sort of like a central theme of using newer technologies in the kind of work we do, and also use and enable ourselves using these technologies than sitting on the side pavement and looking at it. So we use the technology to sort of enhance our storytelling, curtail some amount of time in what we do, but also like use it as a place to generate mood boards, ideas, and so on and so forth. I see Avi has just joined us.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I'm stuck with really bad internet in Goa, so I might. Is it okay if I keep the video off?
You are hearing us and just viewing us. So it's good. So getting prepared for Australia.
Yes, all getting already. Lots of last minute work, just trying to prepare because we're working on a whole new performance for OZAsia, both
Yeah.
in terms of music and visual. So last week of production going on till we show it to everyone.
And since now you are here, so you both are in
Mhm.
line. So I may ask, like, what is the duration of this visual experience, and how we will be like looking into mind, like what it is. It is sort of nightlife experience. It's more like watching a movie. It's like going in a 3D world. So what you are bringing here on Pause Asia? Please go.
Daljeet, I think it's a 60-minute show, which
Uh-huh.
is positioned more like a nightlife, nighttime, like a nightlife club experience, which means that we're expecting and hoping people will be dancing as they would in a nightclub. And
Uh-huh.
it's therefore the music is quite high energy, more influenced by house and techno forms of
Uh-huh.
music. and of course with an Indian touch. And on the visual side as well, to accompany Murthy's techno, new techno music, I've created a whole visual palette of 60 minutes with different chapters for each track, and the different themes are showing parts of like how we imagine India in the future, as well as showing different narratives that are connected to our theme basically, and also obviously showing Indian culture but in the future. So, but overall, it's a kind of a dance music experience, high energy. Yeah, and before us, we have a DJ opening for us as well, who's from the local scene, and she'll also be playing house and techno basically.
So not only music lovers, someone who is interested for 3D gaming exposure and artificial intelligence look around. So are you guys taking any seminar or any info session or any what we call it as like workshop here, or it's just a performance?
So we are taking a workshop at the lab Adelaide at
Yeah.
ILA on the 21st of October, which is Tuesday. We are doing a lab kind of a session where we're doing kind of a combination of a masterclass
Okay.
and a sharing presentation about
Mhm.
the work that we do. So normally the lab has a format called Lab Rats, and Lab
Yeah.
Rats is where they have different artists who are performing, sort of make presentations and sharing and talking with the local community of artists to help them understand. So this is from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, the 21st October. The registration is free. Registration is free, and we welcome anyone from the art, culture, technology community, especially obviously Indians and South Asians who would be interested in how we're doing our work to come in and speak with us. This will give them a chance to interact with both Murthy and me personally, as well as understand behind the scenes the different tools we use, our approach to how we make our art, and also about the industry at large and our how we're trying to work in Australia and what it means to also come to India.
Very good. It's a great chance for the local talent looking forward to make their career, especially the uni students who are working in this field. How many team members are there with you in this final output project which you will be delivering?
In terms of the actual performance, it's only Murthy and me. Murthy will handle the music, I'll do the visuals. But behind the scenes, there are many artists and performers that we work with. Murthy, for example, works with his assistant Gopi, who's a singer and assistant music producer to him. He also works with many instrumentalists, like could be a sarod musician, santur, mirdangam, tabla, tabel, dholak, so all kinds of instruments from all over India. He has been recording with, and on my side, I end up working with a lot of visual and 3D artists. So could be 3D artists, could be 2D artists. We also work with Jayalakshmi Ishwar, who's a dancer, who's one of also co-founder in the studio for inputs in terms of dance recordings and visuals and so on and so forth. And then we also work with other obviously texturing artists and game engine developers, as well as artists who work in AI and technologists basically. So we have a pretty big contributing team in some sense.
Definitely. And the show and the future where we will be going, it's on 25th of October, if I'm right.
Yes, correct.
People, like if you're interested, if you're coming for OZAsia, don't miss this great opportunity to be in the future with these two great artists from India who will be bringing their creativity live in front of you and in shape of music, 3D images, gaming, AI, everything is there. You need to be there to enjoy that feeling. And thank you very much, Murthovic and Thiruda. And special thanks to Molly, like for doing this thing and bringing these wonderful artists who are an asset in India, like who are just working throughout the world to bring the world together and taking us all together in the future and bringing all this beautiful linking from Australia and India perspective. It's a nice thing to be there, and we are looking forward to host you in Adelaide. And be safe, travel safe, enjoy the travel, and we are waiting for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you.